It's kind of like when you imagine a landmine, all right? Now, when you stand on a landmine, it activates and then you die. That's essentially what happens when you stand on a landmine. Well, in places like Vesuvius, you can activate what's called a spider trap, which basically spawns loads of spiders which instantly kill you, essentially. That's essentially a minefield. So think of Vesuvius like a minefield. So when you go into Vesuvius and you get killed by spiders, mark it down in your map and then avoid that. Just avoid it. Because if you go near that again, you'll get killed by spiders. So that's the way I think of it. But yeah, that they used to have like a couple of spider traps to that definition in there. They've removed it. I guess they want it to be easy on the beginners. I don't know. So I'm just heading to the next location now. There's like a little village. I forget the name of it. I don't know if you call it village, but little camp. Stockman in Marek. In Marek, yeah. So down here, there's a guy that gives you a quest to basically jump through this portal. It takes you into the swamps, and then you usually get instantly killed by mutants when you. And then once you do that, you get 200 Stalker up, which is pretty awesome. What's this? Someone's dropped some. No. You can pick things up in the game that other people have dropped that they don't want, but it's really massive there. But that on the floor, that's really cheap ammo. Like it's not worth anything, so I'm not gonna bother picking up. It's like if you saw a 1p or a 2p coin on the floor, yeah, it's money, but it's like, can I be asked picking it up? Probably not. Right. So now, when you get killed, there's a chance you can drop gear, like loot. You can't drop your guns and your armor or anything that's valuable. Generally, that's like gear, equipment. You can't really drop it if it's equipped to you. But things like stuff that I'm dropping into this is like a storage box. The stuff that I'm dropping in here, you can drop if you die. Even the meds you can drop, but I'm not really bothered about losing the meds. So yeah, I'm just putting all this stuff in here, so that I'm quite likely going to die in this quest because it basically spawns you into a spider trap or a Barrelica trap or whatever you want to call it. So, yep, you take the quest, and then what I'd recommend you to do for this quest is mark down on the map where the anomaly is, because when it's a clear day, on the actual screen you'll see like these little wobbly lines, which kind of like it kind of shows where the teleporter anomaly is. But when it's like really heavy rain like it is now, or it's nighttime, you can barely even see it. So if you mark it down your map, it just makes it easy to find it. And so as I'm running here, I'm just going to eat and drink, because you can see those icons. So eat some food. And have a drink. So I'm just approaching the icon now. So when you get really close, you just sort of like looking around. So did I just see it? Yeah. So I just noticed it there. So here it is. So I'm going to run into this now, and what it's going to do is it's going to teleport me here, I think, in M8, and then I'll get an update on my quest. So just jump in. There we go. And a spider trap and a Veruloka trap. Insta kill. So as you could, I basically said a spider trap or a Veruloka trap because no matter how fast I would have fully autoed, I couldn't have protected myself. There's just too many mutants. Basically, when it starts and you see the mutants around you, you might as well just give up because you don't have the damage per second to save yourself. So that's what I call like a trap. It's like a mine. You stepped on a mine essentially. So yeah, if you ever get insta killed by mutants like that, poor guy. Yeah, if you ever get killed like that, just mark it on your map. Oh, that's unfortunate. I lost a medkit. No one. If you ever get killed by that, mark it on your map and just avoid it. And eventually you'll build up a little PDA of spots where you want to avoid, and you can start building safe routes to follow. And that's why I mentioned like the game, once you play it enough, starts becoming you start behaving like a robot, doing things the most efficient way. Every time you go into a map, you'll go exactly the same way. So because you sort of figured out the safe way in and safe way out sort of thing. So that's why I enjoy going to areas I've not been before, because you don't have that programming. You're just kind of like winging it. So that's when I enjoy the game most. So. Right, so how much meds do we have? We've got plenty of meds still. That's fine. Alright, so I've just done that. So every time you do a quest, you go and hand it in. Everything's fine. Alright, so as you can see, Stalker rep there, 200. Fantastic. So, and now to the next location. And the great thing is, as you're playing, you can stop by and you could literally like just make friends with anyone in this game. Like you could go up to someone like here, press F, and you could PM them, and you could just say, "Hey, dude," you know. They might be AFK or whatever, but you know you can talk to them. Bearing in mind, most of the players are Russian, so whether they'll want to talk to you is another matter. Hydra. Am I in a clan? Oh yeah, I'm still in a clan. Okay, so there's an enemy clan member here to my clan. I know that I'm going to be leaving this clan soon, but I'm still technically in the clan, so when you see enemy clan members, unless you know them personally, you can expect a firefight. And because we're in a safe zone right now, it's like it's basically like if any one of us runs out of the safe zone, they'll have their back turned to the other person, which gives the first person an advantage. So what often happens is when you're in this situation, no one wants to leave the safe zone. I'm not afraid of leaving the safe zone. I don't care. But I'm just explaining that because ahead of me where I'm going is just open field. So half the time when you're leaving the safe zone, you'll be in an open field. So yeah, you can't take cover when someone starts shooting at you. So you can look over your shoulder like that if you want. But yeah, I'm sure we're fine. Most people don't even bother though. Yeah, we're good. Yeah, there's each clan has like different ethics. So some clans are like, if you shoot random players, then expect to be kicked from the clan. Another clans are just like, do what you want, or we expect you to shoot everyone. So depends what you're into. If you like having absolutely shit tons of PvP, then you know you can always do a bandit clan. But especially when you start off, you kind of, even if you want to do PvP, you kind of can't, because there's kind of like whether it's in-game money or otherwise, there's a point that you have to reach in the game before you can actually kind of effectively take part in PvP. Like you kind of need, you can do PvP with like a rifle, a bolt action rifle even. You can do it with that. In fact, bolt action rifles are pretty powerful. It's just you're kind of going to struggle against someone with an AK at close range. So I would say like minimum for PvP is probably like an AK. Like the one I've got is basically the bare minimum. So, and to get that costs around $500,000 last I heard. So sometimes it can be quite an issue because you jump in, you've got no money, and in order to get to the next echelon of equipment, you've got to do a lot of work. Because when we did that quest earlier and it said 25k for doing that little quest, bear in mind you've got to pay for meds, you've got to pay for food and drink, your ammunition, your gear. I've not even mentioned this yet. Your gear actually deteriorates, so you've got to go to a technician and pay them money to keep your gear from like wearing out and jamming and stuff. So all these expenses you've got to take into account. And so in reality, you're almost just breaking even. So doing quests really isn't always great. You've got to really work at it to get that money. Yeah, yeah, and that's why looting mutants is really important, and that's why getting the butchering stuff is really important, because getting the butchering stuff means that you get like twice as much as you usually would. And then you can also get membership. You have to pay for membership though, but if you get membership, then you get like an additional ×2 modifier or whatever. So having membership and this and a really good knife, yeah, makes it worth it. They kind of incentivize you to pay the money though, but if you don't want to pay money, just expect that it's going to be rather difficult to make money. So this is another guy. He wants us to run around. So yeah, fine. Also, there's a thing called a bear in the game, and it's basically a kind of slow, it's kind of slow mutant. Not slow, but it it doesn't attack you very quickly. Put it that way. And the one thing it does do is it tanks a lot of damage. So you're gonna need a weapon that has around 30 rounds in the mag to kill it. So in those instances, an AK is vital. If you had a bolt action rifle, it just wouldn't do it. So yeah, if you want to get around the game and be like not have to travel in a group and rely on other people, then you're gonna need an AK. It's just there's no way around that. Uh, no, I don't think that. Well, they run fast, but they don't actually attack that fast, because they kind of like they go into an animation where they stand on their hind legs and they don't attack you immediately, and then they jump off the hind legs. But for me, by the time that animation's finished, I've killed them. Unless you like potato and miss all your shots and you've got to reload, that's when the bear can attack you. So bears are if you don't make a mistake and you hit your shots, then your bears aren't very threatening. Unless it's like a polar bear, they're fucking terrifying. Yeah. Yeah, sometimes the bear does skip the animation. I didn't think of that. Yeah. So, yeah, sometimes the bear doesn't go into an animation, especially if there's multiple people attacking it. It'll just like you'll shoot it. It'll go into the animation immediately, come down, and then you'll like charge it, and then obviously there's no animation then. My character IRL's got a little thirst symbol there, so I need to have a drink. There's another function of the game. This is kind of like mid to late game concern. Once you've joined a clan, you'll have these little messages that pop up telling you you're entering a contested area. So chemical burial, that's referring to the base over there. That building, that's chemical burial. So a faction owns that. I can read Russian that says Svoboda, which means freedom. So a faction called Freedom owns that, and basically every period of time, another clan will come along and they'll fight them for it. So the next time there'll be a fight will be in the next 24 hours, essentially. So if you came back here in 24 hours, you'd see loads of players running around shooting each other. But if you've got usually if there's loads of like time left, then the area's pretty safe. So even if you're not in a clan and the area is contested and there's maybe like an hour or less to go, you may still get shot. It's not personal when that happens. The reason you'll still get shot is because there's kind of a meta that happens in the game where people will they'll make an alt character and they'll run their alt character around to spy to see like, oh yeah, where are all their attackers or whatever, or they'll have a character, an alt character. So I'm not getting this. What's going on? To like either just shoot people in the back and stuff like that. So generally speaking, to be safe, what they'll do is they'll shoot everyone. Have I missed something? I think I just missed. I missed a quest. That's what I did. Okay. I actually missed one quest in the loop, but it's fine. It's only a small thing.